What's going on, everybody? My name is Tech, and for the last 15 years, I was the #1 seller of pre-owned men's clothing on eBay. But today, we just had Shake Shack for lunch. We're at the mall, and I like to come over here. My wife and I, we like to come over here, do a lap in the mall after we eat the Shake Shack and kind of learn some new brands. So we're going to take a walk around the mall, learn some new brands. I'll show you some tags, some BOLOs, some things that you could be on the lookout for. And if this is something that you like, I have a great community of over 2,000 people that renew every single month, so you know they're making money. We have tutorials, walkthroughs, BOLOs, beginner call, all the way up to experts, 100K or more. We have 30 live calls in every single niche. Everything is recorded. If you can't attend live, I answer every single question myself in the Facebook group, and I host a morning call every single day to get everybody started, motivated, get ready to work. So if that's something that you're interested in, click the link below. So before we get started with the brands, let's actually get down to business. Do you guys like Shake Shack? I think it's one of the best. I think Shake Shack, Five Guys, they're up towards the top. But my wife and I, we're going to start traveling around. Where is the best burger in your neck of the woods? Because I'm going to start a list and I'm going to hit them all. So the first stop is the Polo store. And not all Polo is created equally. They have a hierarchy of the brands. You have your double RL, your purple label, your black label. That's the highest of the high. Then you have the mid-tier, which is like the Polo, the Denim and Supply, the Rugby Ralph Lauren, which was... they stopped making that in the early 2000s. Then you have your lower tier stuff like the Ralph Lauren Polo jeans, which wasn't even made by Ralph Lauren. It was actually licensed out to another company. And then you have your Ralph Lauren, which a lot of people confuse that with the double RL. The Ralph Lauren, they make blazers and stuff. And they made that stuff over there at Dillard's and Kohl's and places like that. But for Ralph, about a year ago, they started doing Ralph Lauren Black Label, which I guess they're supposed to be a little bit more fancy than the green label, but generally Ralph Lauren is a little bit on the lower tier, but they do have this black label now. And they also have a couple different sub brands of Polo, which is RLX, which is their performance line. So these are 115 brand new. And with the RLX, some of them are saturated, but if you can get the nice patterns, those do sell. So this here is regarded as the new Polo tag, but if you look, they're still making a lot of stuff with the old Polo tag that a lot of us would think that has some age on it, but this stuff is brand new, $249, and they're still making a lot of stuff with the new tag, but they're also making a lot of stuff with the old tag as well, so we have to be aware of that. Here's another good sub-brand, Polo Country. The old stuff can be worth a ton of money. This is a remake of the old Polo Country, that's the tag, and some of the Polo Country is even on these tags too. So this one here, Polo Country, on the new present day, but the older style Polo tag. And Polo, they do weird stuff. Here's the Denim and Supply tag. Here's a Polo tag, same exact item. So this is on Polo and Denim and Supply. Here's what the purple label looks like, made in Italy. This dress here is 2,700 bucks. This little shirt right here is 1,000 bucks. So if you're out here buying purple label off the rack, good on you. And they are remaking a lot of this stuff. So Ralph Lauren Key West stuff, they came out with in 1993 along with the Marina stuff. So this is on an older style tag, still brand new right now, present day. But if you didn't know any better and you didn't come to the store, you would think that you got this and it was an original 1993 Polo Key West, just going by the tag alone. So just a couple quick takeaways from one quick lap of the Polo store. You can see that they're remaking the old tags and they're also remaking a lot of the older stuff. A couple years ago, they remade the entire Stadium collection. They remade a lot of the Polo Country stuff with the same Polo Country tag on it. We can see that they are making the same item with different tags, Polo Dungaree tag, Polo tag, Polo Denim and Supply. So Polo is a very complicated brand. Inside of the group, I do have a great Polo deep dive. It's probably one of the best resources anywhere on the internet regarding Polo. And if that's something that you're interested in, again, click the link below. We do have a great Polo resource in the group, but we have to be on the up and up, and we have to know when that stuff was released, what tag it's on. And with Polo, like the crazier the designs, the more money it's going to be every single time. So as far as Levi's goes, we have to look at these stores and see what the trends are. What are they putting out? What are they marking down? What do they think is important? And in there, they have a lot of denim, pearl snaps, a lot of cowboy hats, and things are starting to skew Western. Beyonce even put out a country music album. So country music and Western style is very in style right now. We also saw that they are reproducing the Big E, which is very, very popular. You know, back from the 50s and earlier, a lot of those jeans can sell for thousands of dollars, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. And they are in there reproducing the Big E. So we have to be aware of that. We also have to know how to read the Levi's tags to be able to date them, because just going by the back patch, it's very difficult to date. So if it has that polyester booklet of tags, that's going to be present day. If it has the red bat wing, the black bat wing, there's a code where you can figure out what the date is. That's also very helpful. And inside the group, we have a great jeans call led by Andy. He's an expert. He has a great call all about dating jeans. And then also I see this question a lot about red tabs that don't have the word Levi's on them. And that's perfectly possible, perfectly natural. The red tab is actually the trademark for Levi's. It's not the word Levi's written on the red tab. It's just the red tab. That is the trademark. So in order to protect this trademark, they make a certain amount of jeans that don't have the word Levi's on it and just have the red tag with the registered trademark date on it. So just because you see a pair of jeans or something Levi's that doesn't have Levi's on the red tab, doesn't mean it's not legit. It's just one of the ones that had to get ran off in order to protect their trademark. And another thing that I like to do is take a picture of every single model number in the store and then go home and research it on eBay and check the prices, check the sell-through, and kind of commit those model numbers to memory, because that really pushes the needle in terms of keywords in getting your item sold. So something else that is very, very valuable, come in here, check the tag, see what a legitimate tag looks like, see what a legitimate brand new tags looks like. And also right here, if we notice this is the model number. This can help us list this kind of stuff. And if you come down here to the tag, they have this big tag, but underneath that big tag, they have a small Nike tag. And down here that has the model number, FJ1966, and that's the model. 281 is the color code. So I also wanted to mention while we're at the Nike stores, you have to be careful selling Nike brand new through the eBay international shipping program, because sometimes about once or twice a year, they come through and they sweep everybody out of there who's offering Nike internationally brand new. And I show Converse because Converse is owned by Nike, and I have seen some people get that same policy violation for Nike. Also for Levi's. Levi's is very, very, very protective about brand new tag Levi's offered internationally. If you want to sell brand new tags, you could do it domestically, no problem, but you have to be very, very, very careful about doing brand new tag Levi's internationally and brand new tag Nike internationally. So again, it's great time to come in here and look at the tags, how they are, because Lacoste has notoriously a ton of fakes. So you want to look at how good the alligator is. You want to look at how good the tags are. And this style tag, you don't see a lot of fakes, but the older style Lacoste tag, you do see several fakes. So as far as Lacoste goes, you want to look at the stitching around the exterior of the alligator and make sure they're not just ripping straight lines across the paws or around the tail. That is a good indication of real or fake. And also the top tag, if it has like a red line across the top to correspond with that size 7 or size 6 on the tag, that is another good indication that it is fake. Also the tags, the alligator looks a little bit wonky on the tag. And then if you flip the shirt on the inside seam, just like I showed you at the Nike store, you want to look for that Devonlay tag on the inside as well. But there are a lot of fakes of Lacoste, probably one of the most fake brands I've ever seen at the thrift store. And this is one that a lot of new sellers get confused. This ain't Ralph. And then I like to come to the sporting goods store just to check out the jerseys and see what I should be looking for with real or fake. You know, all of these, they have different serial numbers, and these serial numbers can be matched up online. So that's a good safety thing that they're incorporating now. But I like to come in here and look at the quality of the jersey. So that way, when I'm at the flea market, at the thrift store, you know, I don't get caught slipping and buy a bunch of fake jerseys. And it's good to know the difference between the replicas and the authentics, because they're all made at different kinds of quality, and they're all made with different kinds of price. So an authentic, a replica, they're going to have different retail value. And if you remember in a video a couple months ago, I released a video on how to tell fake jerseys. I also have a great call in the group walking through fake jerseys. So definitely check out that video if you want to learn to tell the difference between real and fake jerseys. Definitely want to keep an eye out on Marshalls, because like when brands start coming over here, it's kind of like the beginning of the end of those being truly good for resale. So here's Peter Millar, 125, 32 bucks. Here's a Crown Sport, 32 bucks. Regular price 110. And these ones still do good if you can get some nice ones. So like this here with the skulls, you can probably make some money on this one at 39 bucks, 110, because I sell these for pre-owned for 50 or 60. So it's all about the nuance. It's all about what makes an item special. But you definitely want to be in tune with what items end up coming over here at Marshalls. So as I was saying on this Peter Millar, here's one right here that sold for 105 just a couple of days ago. And this is the exact shirt that we're sitting here looking at that they have on sale for $39. So there is some opportunity at Marshall's. And here's another brand that's new at Marshall's, Grayson, $40. This used to be a dynamite brand, but you know, this one is getting saturated, but here it is at Marshall's, and these are things that we got to know. So shopping at Marshall's can be a viable model, but you really have to be careful, because this isn't the only Marshall's that has this stuff. Every single Marshall's has the same stuff. So you either got to be first one in, first one out, or you got to hold for all the money. If you're stuck in that bell curve in the middle where everyone is coming over here getting that exact Peter Millar shirt, and you're competing SKU for SKU with nothing different from your item than their item, the condition is the same, it's just going to come down to who has a cheaper price by a penny. So can you make money on that Peter Millar shirt today? Absolutely. You can double up and a little bit more, but maybe give it 2 more months, and that skull shirt and all skull shirts on eBay are going to decrease in price if they load up a lot of Marshalls with those. So stores like this are great for learning really high-end expensive brands. So what I've done here is I've come in here and I looked at the style of stuff, looked at how the tags are sewn on, what brands they are. I've never heard of this one. Obviously a very expensive brand. I get out my phone, check the sell-through, see if it has good resale, and then I add this one right to the Rolodex. And if you remember a couple of weeks ago, I found an Acra skirt at the flea market, and this is how I learned this brand. This kind of jacket blazer retails for $3,400. I discovered that brand from coming to this store and looking at how these are made, and I committed this brand to memory. And some of these brands are not going to have good resale value, but a lot of them are. So all you got to do is come in here with your phone, snap a picture, stand in here with your phone, go on the eBay machine, check the comps, commit this stuff to memory, see how the tags are actually stitched in, see the quality, touch them, feel them, examine them, so that way when you do see them at the store, you are somewhat of an expert. So a lot of people know St. John's, but I sell men's clothing, but this is how I learned the brand St. John's, and I have found so much of it since I came in here and discovered it. This Santana knit stuff, that's the big money. This brand right here, I can't even pronounce it, Brunello Cucinelli, I don't know, but they have t-shirts of this brand that retail for $800 to $1,000. I'm afraid to turn around this tag. They don't even have the price, luckily. I mean, this thing right here, I have no idea how much this costs, but this is probably worth more than my entire life. All right, I found a price. Everyone press pause and guess how much this is worth. The original price on this was $8,795. Here's another fantastic brand that I learned from coming to this store, Loro Piana. The original price on this is $4,488, and I have found this brand numerous times at the thrift store. And if you want to sell the high fashion, the expensive stuff, you got to come in here and you got to look at it. If you want to sell Louboutins, there's a lot of fakes. Get in here, touch it, look at it, so that way it's not foreign. When you see it, you have somewhat of an idea. So speaking of touching and getting familiar with stuff, my wife was trying on some Louboutins, and I had to get up out of there quick. And it's good to look at all the brands, because like Vince, it sells for a sky-high price, brand new, but on eBay, not near as close. But these are the things that we have to figure out and discover. And this is what I was talking about a few minutes ago. This is a plain t-shirt with the retail price of almost $500, $445. Great brand. A lot of people would pass this up at the thrift store. So like, I really do this. We came here a couple weeks ago and I learned about this brand Purple, $6.95 for a jacket. And I found a purple shirt at the flea market just a couple weeks later. So like, is that a new brand to me, or is it just blind to me until I figured out what it was? In stores like this, they have all the men's clothing, the fashion brands. These are some very high-end, in-demand brands right now. Amari, Palm Angels, and you got to come in here and you got to familiarize yourself. So I have made more money than I can count going into this Neiman Marcus and looking at all the brands, seeing what the retail price is, searching them on eBay, seeing what the resale price is, and then looking at the sell-through. So we also have to be aware of what stores have sales. So over here at Evicta, like, you know, hey, maybe that's a great brand, but they literally have a sign that says buy 2, get 4 free. So if you see a Victor at the flea market, you have to know they're giving that stuff away. And once upon a time, if you're out there, you remember a couple of years ago, you hit me up and said, hey, Fila's having a semi-annual sale. I'm going to spend all of my money over there and buy all of these new shoes and flip them on eBay real quick. Let everybody know how that went, because the semi-annual sale wasn't just for Isaiah. That semi-annual sale was for the entire Fila corporate organization across the world, and every single other person had that bright idea too. So don't get stuck holding. we got to be aware of the sales. And if you want to sell high-end purses, you want to sell shoes, you could do this with every single niche, but you have to come in here and get familiar with the product. And Robert Graham, you know, doesn't do as well as it did once upon a time, but the limited editions still do good. And this is how I learned about limited edition. And all the limited editions have a handwritten number underneath. And the more limited, the more money it's going to sell for. So all of these are limited edition. And like I said, if you flip them over, they all have how many limited edition that they are out of. And the lower, the more money you're going to get. Guys, remember this brand? I found that jacket at the flea market for $2. Here might be the steal of the day. $2. Sandro Paris. This probably retailed brand new. 700, 800. Every single city, they have kind of these downtown districts where they have these fancy brands. Make a day of it. Come over here and have a business dinner. Do a research trip. Take advantage of our opportunities of being businesses. Consult your CPA. And you can stop in each and every single one of these stores and touch the items, look at them, see what's valuable, see what's not valuable, learn some model numbers, and gain some knowledge. And for North Face, just like Lacoste, notoriously faked, check your embroideries on your North Face in your store and see if they're this clean. If they're not, you need to take a look at them. They also have the tags under here. They're owned by VF Core, which owns a lot of brands, including Supreme. And on these tags, we need to learn how to read these tags. So right here, this one was released in the fall of 2022. It has the style number right here as well. And then it'll have the good old hologram underneath it. So for North Face, we can see that they are redoing the old brown tags. I'll post another brown tag right here. And something also for North Face, stuff that is made for the outlet, they color in the O and the A, and they literally color in the O and the A on a lot of the tags. I'll put one of those tags here. And also for Polo, you'll notice a little gold dot for items that were specifically made for the outlet. So like we talked about inside of North Face will color in the O on North Face to symbolize that it's from the outlet or was part of the markdown. Tommy Bahama will draw a line with marker, and then Polo will put a gold dot. So that's to signify that it was from the outlet or maybe like a second quality. So you can't buy it at a reduced price from the outlet and then get a full price return at the regular store. But if you do have the tags that signify the outlet, I've never had any problem selling those on eBay. Also, this is just one method. There's many methods to do this. You can go on YouTube. There's some great resources. So I just showed you the North Face tags. A great resource on how to read Patagonia tags is from our buddy Drew. He's been on the podcast. He also has a great resource on how to read Carhartt tags. Again, a great resource on how to read those tags. So Drew is a great resource. A guy like Jesse, his brother, who I just had on the podcast, is another great resource. You have to follow the people that are putting out the information, putting out the knowledge. It has to be great information and it has to be actionable. That's the important part. All right, so you know we do the flea market food review. We're gonna do the mall meal review because our friend Tony sent me a $10 super chat on the live. We're gonna go for the shrimp chips. These are shrimp chips. Oh my God, smells like an aquarium. It smells like Pet Supermarket. These are brutal. It tastes like a fish tank at Pet Supermarket. 0 out of 10 across the board for all of them. Totally disgusting. Got to start the YouTube social media call, and that's why I walked around with my backpack, because I got to start the calls. And at this point in the game, we have a call going on probably every hour or every other hour. But one of the reasons why I kind of had a great start to my YouTube channel was I attended the YouTube social media call for 2 years. It's hosted by Mel back from Burnout, James Boldfines, and I learned a tremendous amount from those guys on how to run YouTube and how to do social media. So huge shout out to them. If you're not subscribed to them, go check out their channels. They've both been on the podcast, and Mel was just on recently again. So a lot of you guys actually do know me from a couple of the podcasts that I did with Mel, but I appreciate all you guys hanging out with us today at the mall. I hope the information that we provided was helpful. I hope the idea that we provided was helpful. My wife and I, we've been doing this for many years, you know, get away for a half day, a couple of hours, come over here to the mall, look at the stuff, touch the stuff, feel the stuff, see how much it's priced for, check the eBay machine, take a lot of pictures, and then go home and do the research, look at the tags, figure out the tags, study the tags. All that stuff that's on the tags isn't there for no reason. It's there for a reason. Figure out how to read them. We looked at Levi's tags, North Face tags, Nike tags. We can look at all the tags and figure out what they mean, what they say, and that's very, very important. It's going to make our job very, very easy. So if you would like to join the group, it's 2,000 people. We have 30 live calls per week. Everything is recorded if you can't attend live. Even if you know everything about reselling, I would still join the group just to be saturated and immersed in reseller talk about numbers, strategy, improving, doing better, learning every single day. And I think that that's the name of the game. I just want everybody to do good, everybody to do well. That's why I give out such helpful information on the videos. And I really do feel and hope that you guys do feel like it is helpful. So thank you everybody for tuning in this week. We'll be back to the regularly scheduled shenanigans shortly, but as always, be great. Thank you.